Hello, hello, Brittany Brown here, coming to you live from Quarantine Life with quarantine hair. So check this out. This thing going on. We're just gonna tuck this back here, make it look all nice. It actually doesn't look nice, but hey, it was wash my hair and shoot less videos today, or not wash my hair and deliver more value. So I am choosing to have the rat's nest on my head and deliver as much value as I can. So in this video, when I stop rambling about my hair, we are going to talk all about just emotions, and how not to go to the cabinets and go to food when emotions are high while you're stuck at home. So watch this video and I'll help you out in that department. All right, so emotions. I've had so many ups and downs myself. Personally, for me, I'm vacillating between, oh my goodness, yes, I have all this time to just focus on serving our women in our community. And then, oh my goodness, I'm anxious. Things are different. We've had to shift so much, financial concerns, just back and forth, right? And uncertainty and unknown. And one thing I'm seeing in the community is I'm seeing a mix of things. I'm seeing women who are excited about the additional time that they have and the feeling almost feeling like they can commit more time to their growth and development and supporting themselves and their family. Then I'm seeing the other side, women balancing work and kids, or just work or just kids, or family and obligations and fears and unknown and uncertainty and just all the things. And whether it's crazy anxiety or boredom, or just not knowing what's going on. If you've struggled with food, it's very likely that these changes in emotions are taking you to the cabinets. So I want to talk about some proactive and reactive things you can do. And hi to any of our clients who have heard me talk about proactive and reactive a lot. Might be a little review. I'm shaking my desk by talking with my hands. Sorry if the camera's shaky at all. So, okay, proactive. What I mean is proactive is, if you wait to do everything in the moment, pull out your toolbox for managing your emotions in the moment of heightened emotions, but you haven't done anything to really regulate yourself regularly over time, that is going to be pretty difficult, right? It's at the gym, you need to strengthen the muscles. So we need to strengthen the muscle of you managing your emotional world. So when you have those heightened emotions or those heightened experiences that are a little difficult, you can regulate. So the word regulate, this is what I mean. So emotions are stirring in your body, and we need to get them to, instead of being like these crazy tornado tidal wave hurricanes inside your body, we want to just kind of get them, ride the waves, right? Ride the waves of the emotions instead of being in this turmoil chaos. And so what I see for many women is, let's say the emotion rides a wave, right? What I see for many women is the emotion kicks off. It's right on the verge of coming down and balancing out, but right as it goes up, gets a little too icky feeling, and she goes to food. And then by going to food and not letting this emotion ride out and process, those emotions stay stirred up inside you so intensely, right? So we want to talk about clearing and releasing. So you're going to have to be the best, use your best judgment on what's good and most supportive for you in the moment. There are sometimes, typically anxiety-ridden emotions for me, that I need to calm and center and regulate. Then there are some times, especially now being kind of cooped up inside, that I feel like I have a lot of intensity inside of me and I need to release. So those are going to be dealt with in two different ways, right? So proactively, we want to put things in place that support you with the regulating and the calming and support you with the releasing. So for the regulating and calming, I want you to right now, before you do anything else, pause this video and brain dump a list of all the things that bring you that calm, grounded, inner peace feeling. So for me, it takes me a little bit to get into meditation, but once I do, that really helps. Breathing really helps. Journaling really helps. I just drew a blank. Not journaling, breathing, meditating, sleeping, getting enough sleep really, really helps me. Sitting on the ground outside, being in the ground, helps me. Practicing awareness. So practicing different, okay, I feel my body. I have hands, I have feet, wiggle my toes, I have legs. Okay, this is what my legs feel like bringing the attention back to myself and calming and grounding. So I want you to write a list of some ideas that you have to add in some of those calming and grounding things into your day, and then have it make you have you make another list in a second. One other thing that really works well for me is music. And I have different apps and different calming apps. I have a brainwave app. It's called Binaural 35, or I think Brainwave 35. I use the Calm app and I use the Breathe app, BREETHE. And those really, really help ground me. And we're going to want to put these things in as regularly as possible. So write your list now and then come back to this video. Did you write your list? I hope so. Okay, so you have that. I need you to make another list. So your next list is gonna be things that like release your energy, movement, dance parties, being on your work call and doing squats, jokingly doing push-ups with the kids, throwing them around, running around, jumping on a trampoline, playing Twister. What are some other fun things? Stretching. So I do stretches outside. These really ground me and ask as a release. Punch your pillow. I'm pointing over here because I see a pillow and you can't see that. If you have like tension, like hit your pillow, scream in your car, release, let it out. You don't have to hold all of this stuff inside of you. So I want you to pause the video and take your list out and write out all the things that feel like a release to you. Dance parties, pillow punching, and screaming and getting outside and moving are my personal favorites, but you make a list of what are your favorites now. Okay, you're back. So now you have 2 beautiful lists, and here are your options. When you have a feeling arise, you can look at that list and pick one of those things to do. Or even better, you put these things in proactively. So at least 2 times a day, you factor in breaks that are 1 break is grounding and 1 break is a release. So for me, this would look like maybe doing some meditation and listening to some slow songs in the morning that just kind of clearing any anxiety. And then later in the day, when I'm feeling kind of wound up in the afternoon or frustrated with something, I'm gonna go do a ridiculous dance party in my bedroom or the living room or outside in the backyard or whatever I gotta do, right? And so none of this stuff is rocket science. It's just giving yourself a chance to release. I think it's very common when we are, inside and stationary to kind of just like think about all the things we need to do and stay focused on those. And we don't give ourselves a chance to release our emotions and process what's happening around us. And then what we'll do is we'll go to food. So what I see a lot of people doing right now is trying so hard to stay focused and that they're like ignoring their needs, and then they're eating when these needs aren't getting met, when these emotions aren't getting processed. So those are some little exercises for you to do and practice kind of these releasing emotions more regularly. And then another one, let's say you don't even know your emotions are high and you're walking to the cabinet, you're feeling a little anxious and you go to grab food, and then you have this moment where you realize like, whoa, I'm doing that thing again. When you go to have that food, I want you to ask yourself, am I feeling like, do I really want this? Or is it like, where is this desire coming from, right? What am I actually hungry for right now? Like, do I really want this? Or is this coming from something emotional? And then if it is coming from something emotional, the question to ask is, hey, what do I need? And ta-da, you have your handy dandy list to resort to. You could do any of those things. Maybe you just need to call a friend, or maybe you need a supportive meal and not just a little snack or grazing or binge. Like maybe you need to stop what you're doing, sit down and have a meal. You get to decide what's supportive for you. But the big thing I want you to do is pause to ask yourself that question. Another thing, if you are feeling a really heightened emotion, you can practice really acknowledging that emotion versus trying to stuff it down. Like, whoa, like I am freaking anxious right now. I am scared. I am overwhelmed. I am mad. I am angry. And like these things are okay. What makes them spiral in our head though is the stories we make about them. Meaning we do things like, okay, I'm anxious. Oh my God, like we might lose, we might not have food and we might go through this food shortage. And then if I go to the grocery store, I might get sick. Then I might get the kids sick. And I don't even know if we're going to have money to do this. And like, okay, that is not feeling your anxiety. That is ruminating in all the stories that are creating the anxiety. So we want to send the stories some love and put them over here and just focus on how we're feeling and just let it process. Okay, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling nervous. I'm going to breathe. What do I need right now? And let things settle and recognize that's not that real powerful version of you. That's just this heightened emotional state. And we want to ground it, let it settle, reassure that part of yourself that's feeling scared or anxious or bored or whatever it is. And as the wave comes down, it takes about 7 to 15 minutes max. As the wave comes down, then you get to decide what to do with all this stuff you put on the shelf, right? if you're worried about the grocery store stuff, maybe you need to figure out a strategy for that or go find food delivery. If you are worried about finances, maybe you need to look at finances, cut back some expenses, and maybe figure out something to do on the side to make more money. All these things are okay. Solutions are okay, but we want your solutions coming from a grounded place. So you want to go through this process of releasing and getting yourself centered before you're, spiraling and all this stuff, right? You want to be grounded and then say, okay, cool. These two things, like what's my solution here? So I hope this helped. I know I'm talking fast. I had some caffeine today and I normally don't, but it was just tea, no coffee, guys. But yeah, hang in there. Best wishes to you. Stay safe, stay home right now. I know things are crazy and I know it's easy to make excuses of why we need to leave and why we need to meet up with someone and whatever that is, but do what you got to do to, put a stop to this thing and stop the spread as much as possible. If someone's watching this video a year or two from now, know that I'm making this video amidst the coronavirus outbreak, which is insane. And that's why I'm talking so much about us being at home with all these snacks and, feeling overwhelmed and so many emotions. And if you're watching this in real time, like when this is actually being filmed, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that all of this is happening. And while I can't, fix all that's happening, I do know that if you're empowered in your relationship with food and if you're feeling more grounded with food, that this stuff gets so much easier, right? And so I just want to let you know that we're here for you. I made a training. It's not the normal training we talk about in these videos. It is a training specific through supporting you how to stop overeating, like the food at your house, right? When you're at home and there's a lot of food around, how to stop overeating in that environment. So click the link below this video and sign up for that free training. I know it's going to support you. And I am sending you so much love and care. Stay safe out there. It's crazy, but stay safe and take care of yourself in the process so you can show up as the best version of you. I'll see you in the next video.